Yama, everyone. Welcome to the Central Coast of New South Wales and happy Sustainable House Day. I want to acknowledge that this house is built on Darkinjung land, always was and always will be. We're meeting under the Murrogun tree up here, and I'd like to give you a bit of a tour of our sustainable home. So we're privileged as a family to be the owners and custodians of this land and this forest for a brief period of time. And we're really proud of what we've achieved in the last few years with partnership with our architects and builders, Aspect Z. Welcome to our home. The brief to the architect was to design a sustainable family home in a bushfire zone with a sort of warm and traditional feel and to a limited budget. Aspect Z really rose to that challenge, and we had a great time preparing a wish list of all the things we'd like to include in our home and sending those off to the architect to digest. And looking back on that list now, we really ticked almost all of those boxes despite some, I suppose, reconfigurations that we needed to do in light of our budget towards the end of the project. Paul's commitment to passive design, his practical experience, and the fact that he was a local business that was really just around the corner really clinched the deal for us. I think one of the best things about being able to build your own home is that every part of the home and every feature has its own story, and you were part of that design process and that building process. But what I want to take you through is three aspects of sustainability in this home. Firstly, some of the structural features. Secondly, some of the interior design features. And finally, how we live in the house. So the most striking feature of the house is the raked ceiling and that beautiful shared living, dining and kitchen space that you can see there. But the house is sort of designed around that central space with two wings and two bedrooms on either side that can be flexible, convertible sort of rooms in a way. So some of the design principles behind this raked ceiling and the big northeast and north facing windows is for passive design, so that the sun comes into the house and strikes the stone floor and heats up the inside of the house with the benefit of thick bushfire rated low E glass. One of the structural features in terms of sustainability is that it's really only a medium-sized interior footprint. It's probably less than 200 square metres, which I think is relatively modest in today's times. That excludes this deck area and the carport down there. But we do have over 250 square metres of roof to catch the rainwater, and that fills up our 25,000 litres of water tanks, which is our only source of water on the property because we're not connected to town water. We've got two 10,000 litre tanks, so for 20,000 litres to catch the rainwater off the roof. And being in the bushfire zone, we've also got a petrol fire pump here. This is a 5,000 litre tank, so apart from the two 10,000 litre tanks that catch the water off the roof of the house, this catches the water off the roof of the carport. And down the back here is our on-site sewer management system. So this big concrete tank houses all our household waste that comes from the laundry, the kitchen, the bathrooms, the toilets, and it processes that in there to a certain grade of quality, and then it takes it down to some pipes down there, which is an on-site sewer management system. On the roof here you can see the 5 kilowatt solar PV system, and that's facing northeast and to the north. It saves us a lot on our power bills, obviously, which are, I think, around about $250 to $300 a quarter. Our hot water comes from a Stiebel Eltron heat pump. This is a 9 kilowatt split system air conditioning system. It also powers this mobile Lego fan here. Moving to some of the indoor interior design features now. So we've got all LED lighting and electric appliances. So we went with a really warm look with some indoor feature lights, as well as some outdoor sensors to minimise outdoor light use, which also helps the wildlife. And we bought our lights from a local independent supplier. For the window coverings, we went with a mix of locally designed and manufactured curtains with inbuilt pelmets, as you can see there, to keep the heat in and the cool out. And we also combined that with honeycomb blinds. These are block-out blinds, but you can get light filtering as well, which we've done in the kitchen area. Underfoot, we've gone with no carpet. This is actually a wood look cork product, which we really like. It's softer underfoot than the stone floors, and it gives a bit of a transition from the living area to the bedrooms. This is the travertine stone floor in a French pattern, and that's designed to absorb some of that solar heat that's coming in from the windows. And over here we've actually used on-site timber for the entry floor. So here's a couple of the feature lights that you can see, all LED lighting, and over here we've got some timber that was also milled from the block when the block was cleared partially for the building pad, and compares to some different timber use here, which is a glulam beam. So these beams were custom built and engineered for the space. The columns and beams for the deck were milled from on-site timber as well. This is just an example of our all electric appliances. So here we've got a Miele electric cooktop, and here's a Bosch dishwasher with a very good energy and water rating, 12 litres per wash. Well, here's our bathroom, and this is the main feature I wanted to point out, which is a homemade mirror that's made from recycled tongue and groove floorboards. So that brings us to how we live in the house, and that's a really important feature of passive design. So you can see on a lower bush rating side, we've got some louvers that allow cross ventilation, and we've got those at a couple of ends of the house. This little gizmo tells us the relative humidity indoors and outdoors just here, but also the temperature indoors and outdoors. In terms of waste management, we've got 3 ways of disposing of our wet waste. So we've got this big one for goes straight to the compost bin. We've got this one here that goes to our worm farm, and we have a similar container for the chickens. So here's our 4 happy chickens in their little coop, or their little run. And a coop there to lock them away from the eagles at night. And here's a few little beauties they prepared earlier. We've got a few veggie patches as well. This is one of 3 that were made from a damaged 10,000 litre tank, which we bought off the builder. We angle grinded it into 3 sections, put some rubber hose around the top, and lo and behold, 3 veggie gardens. Well, that's it for my virtual tour. I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, happy Sustainable House Day. Stay safe. Ciao.